We should get her to a hospital.
I promised not to kill Davina. I said nothing of this insolent sod.
A minute ago, you had the opportunity to kill your father with this thing, and you didn't. You're not gonna kill this kid with it either.
Fine. Go get the car. Let's take her to hospital. You've got away with words. You know, ever since my dinner with my mother and Finn, I've been wondering when you might make an appearance. Cole.
Then the jig is up. Hello, brother.
Brother. And I've half a mind to show you how wrong you are.
Because your little blonde friend told you to leave me alone.
Cammy. Wake her up. Tell her to get Michael back here now.
No. In fact, you should probably get going, Nick. Michael, he's probably jonesing for a restorative snack about now.
We're not done, you and I.
Klaus will find you.
Well, he will. But I will be ready. But once I feed, I shall be restored. Not on you. You, my dear, are leverage.
Did you honestly think to hold me with a blade forged for pain?
It's very clever, Michael. Compelling the locals to say to my face what you dare not.
He told me I was naive, that I could never fathom how deep your hatred ran.
I didn't always hate him. This one has the eyes of a warrior. And when I found out that he wasn't really my son, my relief was glorious. Everything that followed was because of Niklaus's obsession with the wolves. He murdered my wife, his own mother. He betrayed me.
I have desperately tried to convince him not to kill you, that the bloodshed in your family does not have to be an endless cycle. All of your violence is pointless!
In times of need, even the devil eats flies.
I'm a tad busy. What is it, Haley?
Something has happened to Elijah. He was supposed to be our decoy last night, but now he's vanished.
What's more important than your own brother?
Davina had Michael on a magical leash, and it broke. Now Michael has Tunde's blade, the white oak stake, and Cammy. And if you do find my brother, please tell him I could do with a hand. You're gonna pay for hurting her.
I'll make sure to drain the rest of her right in front of your eyes, just before you burn.
Not as weak as you remember, am I?
I want you burning. Burn! Then you will undo it. Return the power to the stake. What do you think you're doing?
Stay the hell away from us.
Now enough! I'll enjoy killing every last one of you.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on it.
It's over, Michael. You're outnumbered.
You think having people makes you strong? Come find me.
You pulled the stake out in the nick of time.
It's the least I could do for telling you not to kill that bastard the first chance you had.
For that alone, I would kill him. You know, in 1,000 years, I think it's the first time I've seen him run.
But Klaus, we have another problem.
Close your eyes for a moment. Picture a boy, no older than 10, huddled in the cold stone cellar of Mikael's castle, his back raw from the lash of a leather whip. The air reeks of ash and fear, and the only sound is his own ragged breathing, until his father's boots thud closer. Abomination, Mikael snarls, the word sharp as a dagger, a stain on the Mikaelson name. That boy is Niklaus Mikaelson, later known as the Hybrid, the great evil of New Orleans, the man who once set cities ablaze with the snap of his fingers. But here's the question no one asks enough. When we call Klaus cruel, are we judging the monster or the child who never stopped bleeding from his father's hands? We've all seen the Klaus of legend, the one who tore out hearts without a flinch, who manipulated allies like chess pieces, who declared, "I do not seek forgiveness," because he'd long stopped believing he deserved it. In the originals, Elijah once said of his brother, "Klaus's rage is a storm, but even storms have a source." That source? Not just the man who beat him, but the man who spent centuries erasing every part of Klaus that wasn't worthy of the Mikaelson legacy. Klaus was half werewolf, half vampire, a hybrid before hybrids were even a myth. And Mikael saw that as a betrayal. "You are not my son," he'd sneer, even as Klaus begged for a scrap of approval. It's a truth rooted in the show's core. Trauma doesn't just hurt in the moment. It burrows into your bones, rewiring how you see yourself and the world, long after the pain stops. Mikael's torment wasn't just physical. It was psychological warfare. He taught Klaus that love was conditional. Love only if you're strong. Love only if you're pure. Love only if you're not yourself. When Klaus's mother, Esther, tried to shield him, Mikael turned that against him too, painting Esther's kindness as weakness and Klaus's need for it as pathetic. We see the echoes of this in every choice Klaus makes later. Why does he cling so fiercely to control? Because Mikael taught him that vulnerability gets you whipped. Why does he push away the people who love him? Elijah, Rebekah, even hope. Because Mikael taught him that love is a weapon, one that will eventually be used against you. In season 2 of the originals, Klaus confesses to Caroline, "I have spent 1,000 years being hated. I do not know how to be loved." That's not arrogance, that's a wound. A wound Mikael carved into him. And let's not forget, Mikael's haunting didn't end with his death. Even after Klaus drove a stake through his father's heart, Mikael lingered in the way Klaus flinches when someone raises a hand too fast, in the way he refuses to let anyone call him Nick, the name only Mikael used to mock him, in the hallucinations that plague him when he's at his lowest. In one of the show's most gut-wrenching scenes, Klaus stands in an empty room and Mikael's voice echoes, "You will always be a monster, because I made you one." It's a lie, but for Klaus, it's a lie he spent centuries believing. Trauma, as psychologists often note, is not a past event, it's a present reality. For Klaus, Mikael wasn't just a father, he was a ghost that followed him through every century, every battle, every attempt to be better. We talk about Klaus's redemption arc, how he sacrificed himself to save hope, how he finally learned to love without fear. But we rarely talk about what made that redemption so hard. It's one thing to fight an enemy with a heartbeat. It's another to fight the enemy that lives in your head. When Klaus tells Hope, "I will be the father you never had," he's not just promising to protect her, he's promising to undo the damage Mikael did to him. He's promising to be the man Mikael never let him be. That's the tragedy of Klaus Mikaelson. The world saw a villain, but he saw a boy who never got to say, stop. So let's go back to the original question. Do you truly understand the depth of Klaus's pain? It's not in the bodies he's buried or the cities he's burned. It's in the way he still flinches from kindness. It's in the way he calls himself a monster before anyone else can. It's in the fact that, even at the end, he wondered if he'd ever be good enough to Elijah, to Rebekah, to Hope, to the father who never loved him. This video isn't just about uncovering Klaus's past. It's about asking a bigger question. How many villains are just children who never escape their father's shadows? Mikael wanted to break Klaus. He wanted to turn him into a weapon. But what he really did was turn Klaus into a man who spent centuries fighting to be seen. Not as a hybrid, not as a monster, but as Niklaus, the boy who once just wanted his father to say, "I'm proud of you." Prepare to see Klaus in a whole new light. Not as the formidable hybrid, not as the cruel villain, but as a survivor. One whose darkest impulses were never born from evil, but from a pain that refused to die.